Assalamu alaikum. Once again, that means peace be upon you. That's a prayer for you from the bottom of my heart as a Muslim, and I truly mean it. May God bless you. May God bless your family, the whole America, and I truly mean that. There's no script behind this. Now, today I actually wanted to talk about something very interesting. A lot of people these days they use the word authentic self or original self, right? And they are looking to uh, become authentic or be authentic. And my first question will be just to focus the topic towards this and open it up by asking, how do you exactly go back to your authentic self? And obviously, first thing is, what is authentic self? What is that authentication of self? Or what is that original self, right? Um, so First of all, most people that study this phenomena or try to study this phenomena through philosophy, through psychology, through the various means that we have available, they may not even get to touch the surface of it or scratch the surface of it, meaning they're not even in the right book. So let's understand one thing, right? So you yourself did not create yourself, and you did not come out of nothing and nowhere. If you do feel those two questions are yes, then this video is not for you. Right? You can actually go ahead and perhaps shut it. And if you think you might be mistaken, maybe that answer of yours or that position of yours could be rephrased and reconfigured, then definitely listen. Perhaps you might get a better, more clear thought process about this matter. So you did not create yourself. You did not choose. The question really is of choice. Did you choose it? No. To be honest with you, most people would never choose to be in the time of COVID, in the time of the great upheavals that we're experiencing, and you see this dissatisfaction from every spectrum or every part of the society, every facet of society, from the poor all the way to the rich, or from the middle, the ones that are healthy, the ones that are sick, the ones that are sick-minded. They are perturbed by what's going on. So it's quite a unique time. Most people wouldn't choose to be here, and none of us chose it. I mean, this is a fact of the matter. Now, with that said, we likewise did not get to choose many things about ourselves, about our existence. For example, your eyes, you didn't get to choose them. You did not get to choose the amount of eyesight that you have available, where you either need glasses or don't need glasses. You didn't choose the features that you have. I mean, you were born into the race that you were born into. Your parents, you didn't choose them. They didn't exactly choose you either in that sense. Your height, your weight, your health, your social life, you think you're choosing, but in reality, you didn't choose to be born in a particular geographical point. Meaning me being in Pakistan, then moving here, even that part I didn't get to choose. My family moved and I came. So like that, all of these things are not choices. And sadly, we do have people choosing gender these days. That's a whole different topic, and we'll definitely get into it. But I mean, if people have confusions, they need to be solved, and we'll get it back into it. So first thing first, so how do you go back to your authentic original self as you were created? First, you must answer the question, did you choose to be? And the reality is, no, it wasn't Shakespearean reality as people are told. To be or not to be is not your choice. It is not your choice, right? You did not choose. You exist because this was something that was chosen for you, right? And just like you didn't get to choose the gravity of the earth, just like you didn't get to choose the way the sun rises, the sun sets, or the way it's snowing today, and it didn't snow in December, right? Which most people are looking forward to, right? So once again, we don't have these choices. So who is to say how do you even get to choose the authentic self itself? Now, first thing first, let's answer very clearly, very straightforwardly. Who is the one who's making the choices? The one who has the authority. Who is the authority? The one who has created the universe. And if you think this is random, if you think that this is somehow by happenstance, some physical laws, the Big Bang just rolled out by itself, even then you have to answer the big question: who created that cause, the cosmological first cause argument? And you will come to the correct understanding that there was something outside the frame of existence that did that. And I'm not going to go too deep into that, but the reality is that there was someone that, or something that was beyond what does exist, right? So the thing that precedes it has to be greater, has to have the power to be able to exert upon things, to be able to have that domino effects, especially all the way coming from Big Bang. So let's say if people have this concept where everything just rolled out through some kind of mechanism, evolutionarily speaking, and you somehow then develop from a single cell amoeba, and we're skipping and fast forwarding all the way back to your crawling fishes, and fishes that crawl, crawling fishes to mammals, mammals to go to monkeys. Let's say a person is somehow able to believe this fairy tale, right, of evolution and craziness, right? Let's say they are able to do so. Even then, they didn't get to choose it. They didn't get to choose it. And they didn't get to choose how things go. So nowadays, people are having these choices made, and the reality is that these choices go against how you are meant to be, and this is why you have such horrendous results happening. So, so in reality, you're not choosing the gravity. You're not choosing yourself. You're not choosing your physical components. All of it, you are in a state of submission constantly, and you're born into that state of submission, meaning you did not choose to be a biological body. You did not choose to be here, right? Even though some New Age folks like to think that there is somehow they're choosing to enter this world, this reality, and this actually is very interesting, because I'm gonna actually explain that to you. But first thing first, this is what I would say the natural state, that we are in a state of submission, and most of us do not realize it. And that submission is to all that which we are subjected to. Even if you think you're super strong, even if you think you're like Superman or some, even he has, even in the comic books, he has this kryptonite. He has a level of gravity that he cannot come out of, right? Even after having super strength, even after having superpowers and so forth, there is a level of submission that is binding upon him. Now, this submission, a lot of people might feel a certain thing about the word itself, since it has this connotation of, giving up the free will and your individual free choice, right? However, this is the only way we're able to function, right? Everything, the whole organization of reality, the whole the chronological movement of time, the way the space is organized, everything has to do with submission. This is built into the design. Without it, there is no design. Without it, everything just is chaos, right? The difference between chaos and order is submission, right? And everybody's seeking order. When we started the previous video, we were talking about peace, right? And that's what we are all attaining, or all looking to have. Even those that are not focused on it, even those that would deny the idea that they want peace, they're looking for peace. And their idea of peace might be different than other people, but they're looking for peace. Everybody wants a sense of peace. This is why this is your heart's long, deeper yearning, Everybody's yearning for it, right? Whether you think you're seeking it through, fulfilling your desires, but you are seeking peace. And that peace cannot be attained until you realize the deep state of submission that you need to be in, which you're already born into. So you're born into that state of submission, right? I didn't choose that my skin gets cold, or I get cold, or I get hot, or I sweat. I didn't choose that I am in need of food, right? All of these are things that I'm subjected to naturally, and there's nothing wrong with it. This is just the reality we exist in. And this is just something that we have to first embrace, acknowledge and embrace and accept that this is our reality. Now, from there onwards, of course, we could go into various topics that people like to talk about. But in particular, we'll just keep it very brief. If you look at anyone that has ever accomplished anything in the whole of humanity, you could take someone popular like Einstein. He was submitting to a particular study, and he focused on it. Even if he rejected the classical way that they were teaching and he wasn't flourishing in it, but then he subjected himself to a particular way of thinking and really flourishing in it. Like if you look at his life, he had a particular dress code, and he chose that, and he just submitted to it. He just literally stuck to it. He had a routine. If you look at and then he got to accomplish something because he was in that state of submission throughout his life. This is being in a state of focus. This is related to being, determined, being passionate. This is literally what you would say creates the laser from the sunlight where the rays are scattered. So you're basically allowing your power to grow when you submit, right? So you're literally focusing it. Right, so this is basically what submission is. You could go as far back as Descartes. I mean, one of my interesting, philosophers that I've studied and I've always understood to be someone that influenced the world. There's a lot of theories and a lot of things that he has put forward. I think, therefore, I am. This is a famous story from him. But there is, Friedrich Nietzsche. All of these people, though they didn't have full submission, they didn't fully understood the nature of submission, the nature of the way that they are meant to be, right? But they all had submitted. Not only that, I mean, for me, I'm a religious person. But it doesn't mean that I exclude the secular world. So for me, there is no boundary there. So when I talk about the prophets and the messengers and all the holy people that have passed before us, I mean, I'm talking for all the way from Adam to Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, and all the people that came even after, right? You take anyone that you look up to, any motivational speaker, anyone that has influenced you, they're all in a state of submission, right? And this is a natural state that needs to be before we could even start to be successful. And to be successful, this is a must-have, right? To really focus, this is a must-have. To be able to accomplish anything, this is a must-have. So this state of submission is binding upon us to embrace, because we're already in it. Whether we like it or not, whether we recognize it or not, it's already upon us, right? From head to toe, from every, molecules down to our souls, right? We are literally enveloped in this reality of submission. And this is how we are created. This is how we function, okay? So all the prophets and messengers, they all submitted. They all submitted to what? Submitted to this universal law. What is universal law? As in the way that the reality is created. They found the code, the secret code, and they literally taught it. And they allowed for themselves to be successful by submitting, right? And what is this word? If I was to look at, if I was to say it in Arabic, and of course, the message I'm trying to give you, right, is quite literally the message from the one and only true God, the one who has created you, created us. And in Arabic, submission is Islam, and we owe Islam to God, as in we owe our submission to God. If you look at any prophet, any messenger, right, they all submitted and taught submission to God, right? What do I mean by that? Take a look for yourself. Whether it's the commandments, whether it's the Torah's mishvahs, whether it's the mitzvahs, right? Whether it's you look at the code of ethics that you follow in science, whether it's the commonsensical scientific method, whether it's the Hippocratic oath that a doctor takes, whether it's the hygienic situations, the standards that need to be maintained, whether it's the FDA's standards by which they approve somebody. There is a code, there is a methodology, there is a way to be, there is this idea which is clear that everyone, for them to exist, they have to submit. And quite literally, all the prophets and messengers, they were following Islam, teaching Islam. And the one who follows and does the action of submission, in Arabic you say the word Muslim, right? Islam means submission, Muslim means the one who does the action of Islam. So with that said, how do you get to be original self? How do you go back to how you were created? How do you go back to your authentic self? How do you go back to the way you're supposed to be? How do you go back to the, truly the way you were meant to be, right? You embrace Islam. You behave upon Islam, as in you be a Muslim. How do you get to be that? It's very simple. You say this simple sentence. You say, I bear witness, there is none worthy of worship except the one and only true God. In Arabic, you say Allah, right? And this sentence you say with the bottom of your heart, that I bear witness there is none worthy of worship except the one and only true God, Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger. Right? If you say this sentence truly from the bottom of your heart, this allows you entry into the fold of Islam, into the door of Islam. And of course, if you're looking to do that and you have any questions and you would like any support, myself and my team are here. So you could click the link, or you could comment in the comment box and allow us to help each other out. Now, with that said, just last thing, be authentic, man. Be authentic. Be yourself. Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, he informed us about this state of, the way that we were created, the state of submission that we were created in. He said that every child is born as a Muslim, right? And as they grow up, it is their parents that either draws them towards, the misguidance of Christianity or the misguidance of Judaism. Or they might even misguide them into polytheism. And if you look today, you have many people coming back to Islam. And this is due to how they are choosing the correct way. So you have a choice. You could choose the way to choose, very simple. You choose the way entire world is in the state of submission. If you look at the sun, the moon, the molecules, the heart inside you, right? Every single thing that you have, it's all in the state of submission to the one and only true God, right? It's all moving in one direction. Now the question is, what direction are you moving in? What choice are you making? You have a choice. Choose wisely. And if you do choose to come to Islam, as in if you do choose the truth, then we're here for you as your brother. There are quite literally, out of the 8 billion people that people estimate, there are 2 billion people that are Muslim, right? That, as in 1 out of every 4 people that are Muslim. And when you do become Muslim, as in you do choose to be a Muslim, right? Very easy to do so, right? If you do, then automatically 2 billion people become your brothers and sisters, not just in this world, but the world after this. So you truly join the brotherhood, the one and only brotherhood. The brotherhood that is global and not just restrained to this life, but the brotherhood that will actually go eternally, forever. Right? So with that said, I mean, there are so many things being offered, right? And this is not from me, once again. This is from the one who created me, created you, your God, my God, the one we all are in submission to, whether we recognize him or don't recognize him. So the choice is to either open your eyes and realize what is already in your heart. Because you are created to be in recognition of the one and in submission to the one. It's about time that you make that transition to the one. So with that said, I look forward to hearing from you if you so do choose to do so. So with that said, the only true, authentic way of being is Islam, and it's upon you to embrace that which is already on you, right? And if you were to do so, you would be submitting the action of submitting. The one who does the action is a Muslim. So when you are ready, you can reach us. We're here for you, okay? And FYI for your information, Jesus was a Muslim. Moses was a Muslim. Abraham was a Muslim. Noah was a Muslim. All your prophets, all of them were Muslim. And any successful person that ever did anything, right? The ones that you take as a prophet and a messenger, as an atheist or as an agnostic person, they're all performing the act of submission to the Almighty, right? And they are trying in their own way to be a Muslim. But here I am trying to give you the secret code, the complete code, which is the real Islam, the Islam that Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, brought to us 1445 years ago. And you deserve to know what it is. You deserve to know the complete story. So thank you for listening. Until next time, thank you so much. May God bless you. Assalamu alaikum.